Um, your country is still going through a very unjustly war, a very terrible things that are happening in your home country. How is that dealing? How are you dealing with that mentally, emotionally? And I know you have family here in the States, but you have a lot of family back home. How are you dealing with that?
А, Первое время для меня было очень тяжело.
In the beginning, it was really hard. Like in the beginning of the war, it was emotionally hard.
На второй день после войны дочь моя попала в плен. Но так как эта война начинается, ее быстро отпустили.
You know, like my daughter was going through the difficult times, and like of course, like they had some issues, and the worst part that I'm not able to help. I'm here.
How old is your daughter, may I ask?
14 years old.
14. Wow. Sorry.
И то, что прошло какое-то время, и то, что происходит сейчас, это сейчас уже не война идет. Ну, война идет, но она идет внутри нашей страны.
But the time has passed, and you know, whatever was happening before and now, there is many issues, and it seems like the war, it's like inside of the country, they have their own war.
What do you mean?
Что ты имеешь в виду, как что там они сами собой?
Там коррупция, там могут посадить кого угодно и с убийцей сделать героя.
You know, there is corruption. Corruption is the number one issue. Injustice. There is a person who murders somebody, all of a sudden will be a hero.
Там нету безопасности.
You know, it's not safe, not only because of the war, but because of that like chaotic situation inside of the country.
И страдают обычные люди.
And unfortunately, civilian people, the peaceful civilians, they hurt like a lot. They the ones who suffer.
Мне жалко моих друзей, которые погибли.
I'm so sorry for the families of friend of mine who like passed away, like they've been dead, you know.
И оно продолжается сейчас.
But you know, it's continue like non-stop, like even now, like while we're talking.
И на сегодняшний день молодые голодные бойцы также хотят драться, и они хотят уехать со страны, но их не пускают.
But talking about the injustice, like and helping people, like it's hard to say, but I would talk about the boxing community. That's what I'm more high over there. And boxers, they faced injustice because they want to fight. They have to feed the families. And the only way they can fight outside of the country. And they're not allowed to leave the country.
Truly unfortunate, to say the least. Go ahead, go ahead.
Потому что они говорят, что они платили деньги, чтобы они уехали со своей страны подраться, заработать денег, обеспечить свою семью, своих детей.
So according to them, they have to pay under the table to get the basically release to leave the country to fight, to earn some, basically get some purses, and then come back and to feed family with something. But even after they paid, they still were not able to leave.
Они одной рукой помогают, а...
You know, there is like basically, there is a two hands and authorities. So one hand is helping and another hand is taking it out from them. You
Sounds like extortion.
Как это
Yes.
носить?
So are you telling me Ukrainian fighters are paying off officials so they can leave and fight? And then sometimes they're not even getting, after they pay, they're still not allowed to go? Is that what you're telling me?
Ну, то, что я слышал, они говорят, у тебя есть два выбора, или идти воевать, или заплатить и уехать подраться.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've been like telling by the boxing community, that they basically have two choices. You want to fight, you have to pay to get a release, to leave the country. You don't want to pay, okay, go ahead on the front line.
И они боятся сказать, потому что они живут там, и с ними в любой момент может что-то
And
случиться.
they're afraid of speak up inside of the country to make some changes. They are afraid that something might happen to them and they will speak up. Or maybe the road to the boxing will close for them forever.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Это было всегда, и когда я был в любителях, это было... Ну, я не жалею, что я уехал один, в кармане $300, и я уехал покорять мечту свою в Америку.
You know, it's not like kind of like surprising me. Like it's always been kind of like that, maybe not that worse as now. I left the country after like Olympic Games when I started my pro boxing here in the United States, and I left the country with $300, and I do not regret that I did it many years ago.
Меня никто не поддержал.
Because I didn't have a support from anybody, including like, you know, the boxing like a commission in Ukraine or boxing authorities.
И меня только поддержали близкие друзья и родители.
You know, only my parents and my close friends supported me in my decision.
So you've been gone pretty much since 2009 when you started pro.
Yes.
Wow. Do you think there'd be any kind of recourse or any kind of backlash from you pretty much just exposing this corruption about the government and what's going on with the fighters there?
Ты думаешь, тебя как-то это затронет, то, что ты вот сейчас сказал, и может быть тебя это...
Ну, я сказал правду, я не боюсь говорить правду, потому что люди хотят слышать правду.
You know, I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I'm not. I don't have the tight connections with boxing authorities over there. Like, I'm independent.
Потому что жизнь боксера, она короткая, а те, кто сидят повыше, у них длинная жизнь.
You know, the life, the working life, like of boxers, counted in years, not like those, like a commission, administration, I don't know, like boxing managers, promoters. They were counted in decades.
И людям надо, ну, спортсменам надо пользоваться этим временем, потому что время летит очень
You know,
быстро.
the boxers, it's a short time for the boxer to fight, and the time goes so fast. And unfortunately, you know, some people with authority make it even more difficult for them.
Я приехал в Америку, мне было 23, но я не жалею, что я приехал. Я приобрел новых фанатов, почти приобрел свою мечту. Я дрался на лучших аренах мира.
You know, I came to the United States when I was 23.
Мне 37.
And I don't regret it at all because, you know, I opened the door for myself. Like it's, you know, I was fighting on the best arenas in the United States. I had a best experience with the different opponents. The best opponents.
Я благодарен Богу, что Он мне дал такой шанс, и я долго мечтал, и моя мечта исполнилась.
I thanks God that I had this chance and I used this chance to leave the country and to have what I have.
Я падал, я поднимался, но я не сдаюсь, иду дальше.
Yes, you know, I had ups and downs, but, you know, I still go on, like moving forward.
И когда у меня были проблемы с какими-то промоутерами, с какими-то менеджерами, они были неприятные, и они были очень, ну, надломало то, что я просто хотел завершить карьеру.
You know, of course, like my hands were dropped at some point when like I had the difficulties with the manager and then the promoter, and yes, and my hands were dropped, but still.
Okay, what can go ahead.
Что...
Ну, тебе же к чему ты говоришь, что у них тоже такая должна быть возможность.
И да, и то, что я хочу сказать, это возможность у тех же молодых бойцов, которые на меня смотрят, и они видят, как это проходило все мое время в Америке, как я переехал, они следят, и также они подросли, они также хотят, чтобы их показывали по телевизору.
You know, there is some generation of boxers, so they were like they were little boys when I left the country, and to them, like you know, I was like an example, and I've been getting the phone calls and text messages from them that I'm like an example. And right now they're growing up and they want to fight in pro boxing, and those authorities, they're taking away the chance from them.
У них Контракты по 10 лет.
You know, some of
рабские.
them has a contract like for 10 years. 10 years promotional contracts, agreements.
Я знаю очень знаменитых бойцов из Украины, которых также замариновали карьеры.
I know even some of them like a pretty much famous Ukrainian boxers who like, you know, with those like 10 years contract agreements, they just lost the time.
Yeah.
Они закончили 25-0, были номер 1 WBO, и где они сейчас?
You know, they've been like 25-0, number 1 WBO, and we don't hear about them. Where are they?
Yeah, 10 years is an entire career for a lot of boxers. That's an entire career. It's like you have an anchor tied to your leg, you know?
Наверное, с моего опыта я скажу, не надо бояться того, что ты сделаешь шаг вперед. Выйдешь из зоны комфорта и уедешь в другую страну и начнешь свою карьеру.
From my experience, I just want to say that like they should not afraid to get out of the comfort zone. You know, make that step forward and you know, try something new. But they don't have the chance to leave the country.
Why can't they? Why didn't they have the chance? Like, you had a chance to leave. Why couldn't you leave? I mean, how were you able to leave but other people couldn't?
This that squad side.